3, go.
Arianna Pantaleon, 21 years old, Filipino community of Canada.
Aura.
Aura lang.
Wala na yung element of surprise.
Hindi pa naman yung light eh.
Ganda ilaw dito eh.
Here. One more here.
Arian here. Photo. Thank you. Right.
Si copyright music.
Di ba siya na-iba siya?
Ano ka pala ba?
Parang copyright ang job. Parang copyright ang job. Yeah. Yung incident is trap.
Kita na din yung message sa mo.
Kailangan tinatawag.
Ayun.
Pantaleon!
Hello. It's okay? Okay. Hello everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming. This is honestly, it's so overwhelming. As you guys know, I am from Canada, and back in Canada, pageantry is not very supported. So to come here to the Philippines, to the powerhouse of pageantry, and to be sitting in front of a media, it's amazing. So thank you guys all so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for your support. I can't wait till you guys get to know me more.
Alright! Cellphone!
Wait lang.
Hello. Better?
Okay.
So, again, hello everyone. My name is Arianna Pantaleon. I'm 21 years old and I was born and raised in Canada, but I am a full-blooded Filipina. I have a degree in public speaking and communications and have worked in various fields of work, but I am most proud of my work in the... Hello? Is it working? But I'm most proud of my work in the Filipino community of Canada, which I am heavily involved in. I am an advocate against domestic violence because I saw a family member go through it, and I was also involved in an organization back home in Canada that shelters women and children. I was also involved in a donation drive for Typhoon Karina as of recently because volunteerism and giving back has always been strongly instilled in me. In my free time, I love to listen to music and to sing just like every other Filipino, of course. And little fun fact, I've actually been joining pageants since I was 9 years old. So to be standing in front of you guys, like I said, has honestly been a dream come true and a fulfillment of my dreams and aspirations. So to become an official Mutya candidate has given me purpose and a drive to attain more. So thank you so much for your support once again. And I am Arianna Pantaleon, your Mutya ng Pilipinas Canada 2024.
Nolly for OPMB Worldwide, and welcome here in the Philippines.
Thank you so much.
Okay, my question is, how does it feel to be a representative of one of the biggest Filipino community in North America in one of the most prestigious national pageants in the country, Mutya ng Pilipinas?
Well, like you said in that question, we have one of the biggest Filipino communities of Canada, in Canada, and that's why I'm so thrilled to be a representative, because I want to show everybody the potential that the Filipino community of Canada has in Canada rather than just the Philippines, and that's why I came all the way from Canada to here to show them that in Mutya ng Pilipinas that it's very possible, that just because I was born and raised in Canada doesn't mean I don't have, or I wasn't raised like a Filipina. We're back home in Canada, my parents still raised me to be, very Filipino, I would like to think. So to come here and to show them that the Filipinos in Canada have just as much to offer, then it's really an amazing experience. And like I said, I'm so thankful to be here.
So is this your first time here, or you've been here before?
Well, I would back and forth with my parents when I was younger, but to come here in the Philippines when you're younger, it's hard to really enjoy the experience. So the first time I would say I actually enjoyed my experience, I came here when I was 16 before I actually moved here. And I've always loved the Philippines, but I've always thought of it more of a vacation place until, like I said, I was 16 years old and I came here and I was old enough to really enjoy the experience. And I told my mom that I wanted to move here, and I asked her, would you let me move here? Would you let me move here by myself? And of course, they weren't open to it at first, but my parents are super, super supportive. So of course we gave it a try and here I am right now.
Okay, how does the Filipino and Canadian alike in various ways?
Both in Canada and the Philippines.
Yeah.
Definitely you could see a lot of similarities within, being a Filipino and how you were born and raised. Of course, there's always their differences because of the environment that you were raised in, but there's a lot of similarities. So me growing up in a Filipino household, my parents were very, very making sure that they raised me to be very family oriented, and I know here in the Philippines it's the exact same way, being very kind-hearted to people outside of just your family, allowing people and welcoming people into your home. So I definitely think that a lot of the traits that we have here as Filipinos are also brought upon to the people in Canada, because a lot of the Filipinos in Canada are the ones that migrated from the Philippines to Canada. So I definitely think they carry on those traits from like their families, or say if they were born from here. So it's definitely very similar, I would say, being born and raised in both countries.
Okay, last question. What role does your family in Canada and here in the Philippines play for you as a candidate here in Mutya ng Pilipinas?
They are my backbone, my absolute backbone. I love my family so, so much, and they have been such an inspiration to me in my whole entire journey. They're the ones who continue to push me to want to do better, and they're the ones that I call every single time I'm having a hard time or I need someone to talk to in the middle of the night. They're always there to answer my calls. So to have my family is honestly been an amazing experience and been such a great support system for me throughout this whole entire journey, from winning the crown of Mutya ng Pilipinas Canada to moving across the world by myself, because now it's not just me moving across the world to chase my dreams, but it's now a reality.
Wow, winner! Yes! Congratulations!
Thank you so much, Tito.
Of Mutya ng Pilipinas is Shine Hometown Girl. Where are you from Canada?
Toronto pa.
Okay, so it's a very urbanized city. And how do you connect yourself to the Shine Hometown Girl hashtag of Mutya ng Pilipinas, when in fact you could be more of a sophisticated woman raised in one of the bustling cities in the world? How do you connect yourself to the Shine Hometown Girl hashtag of Mutya?
Well, I think that hashtag Shine Home Girl kind of means, coming from wherever you come from, whether it come from the province, whether you come from an overseas community, that you'll shine no matter what, being a Filipina outside of the country or not. And I definitely think that I can relate to that, and that's something that I can bring to the table, because even though I was born and raised in Canada, or let's say Toronto, like I said, the Filipino community down there is massive, and we still continue to carry the love of pageantry and the support of the Filipino people who go internationally. And that's, like I said, something that I think that I can bring, is the love of the Filipino people no matter where you are in the world. Because for me, I feel like not only am I able to reach the Filipinos here in the Philippines, but in Canada as well too, and all around the world.
Please, my follow-up question to you is this. You have a degree in public speaking. Two questions. First is, do you think you have a tendency to overthink your answers just because you know all the ins and outs of public speaking?
You know what? Absolutely, yes. As someone who has a degree in public speaking, I think that I wanted to go into that field because I have a lot of thoughts, and there's a lot of things that I have to say, and I'm very much a conversationalist. So I can sit down with someone and I can have a conversation with them for a really long time, because not because I love to speak, I have a lot on my mind and I want to say what's on my mind and I enjoy speaking what's on my mind. So to answer your question, yes, I do overthink a lot of my questions, but at the same time I have to remember the question directly and what's more important in the whole entire sentence rather than just continuing on.
Do you think that this will give you a strong advantage over the other ladies competing for this year's crowns?
I think everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and I can say for me that one of my strengths is public speaking. And it's not just within being able to talk a lot, but it's also how you say it, you know, your delivery and the types of things that you say, making sure, like I said, you're saying the right thing and the way you compose yourself. So yes, I definitely do think that I have advantage in public speaking.
Thank you, Arianna.
Thank you so much,
I think
Tito.
that even if you grew up in Canada, you look like someone who just speaks good English, but you were born here in Canada,
Thank you so
Philippines.
much.
Very, very Pinay.
Thank you po.
Thank you so much, Tito
Yeah.
Norm.
Next.
Yung lahat.
Hi Arianna, so who's your favorite Mutya ng Pilipinas title holder?
For me, my favorite Mutya ng Pilipinas title holder would be last year's title holder of Overseas Communities Miss California. I would want to say her because we have similarities of coming from overseas, and I watched her throughout the whole entire pageant and she shined so beautifully. And I definitely think, like I said, that coming from an overseas community could be a lot harder than coming from Canada, you know, maybe not being able to speak Tagalog or people feeling like, or you're feeling like you're left out because you weren't born and raised here. So for me, I definitely think that we can relate somewhat. So I definitely think she's my favorite title holder.
Ang galing, di ba? Nasaan ka Mutya? Eto na siya. Thank you so much, Arianna.
Thank you so much, Edge. The next question is from
Can you share us two Filipino words, a favorite two Filipino words mo? And why?
Oh, that's so hard. Okay. Of course, the first one I would pick is maganda. I would say that one, of course, because you could use that word in many instances, whether you be talking about someone, whether you be talking about a view, and I think the Philippines is so beautiful. You can use that word so many times here, so I definitely think that that's one of my favorites for sure. And this one's kind of weird, but I'd say, am I saying this right? Kain? Like eat. I only say that one because the hospitality of the Filipinos, I feel like anywhere you go within the household, they're always telling you, come on, let's eat now, like let's eat, have you eaten yet, make sure you eat. And I definitely think that even though it's just telling you come eat, it's such a heartwarming gesture for them to say because you feel so welcome regardless of where you are in the Philippines.
Okay. Following that, being a well-spoken person can win one of the crowns of Mutya ng Pilipinas 2024, or do you think it's enough, or you need to learn more Tagalog to be more relatable?
Definitely think I need to learn more Tagalog, and as of right now, I am taking Tagalog lessons. So I'm working on it. I'm almost there, but I'm working on it. But being well-spoken, of course, can get you very far. But it's not just being well-spoken that will win you the crown. Of course, you have to be a queen overall and a beauty queen overall in terms of every aspect within pageantry. So I definitely think it's an advantage, but maybe not something that will win you the crown if you are just well-spoken.
Okay, Mutya, may winner na tayo.
Thank you so much, Ariel.
Magandang hapon.
Magandang hapon po.
Ayan. You have mentioned a while ago during your introduction that you've started your journey, pageant journey since you were 9 years old, right?
9 years old, yes. That's
All right. So my question first, what have you learned from your, from the pageant you had before, and what are your game plan now that you are competing for the national competition or pageant?
Of course. Like I said, pageantry in Canada is not well supported. So the experience of having pageantry was amazing, of course, but it's definitely different from here in the Philippines. And something that I took away from that is, I mean, I was younger, so for me, it was mainly just enjoying and just fun, dressing up. It was a really good time for me. But even then, since I was young, I think I still gained confidence through that. And I think that's what I can use towards my game plan right now, going into Mutya and going into a national pageant, is that confidence is everything. And you have to make sure that you strongly believe in everything that you're saying and everything that you're doing, and have the confidence to make sure that you are worthy of being on that stage.
Very well said. And follow-up question. So, since you have joined various pageants, and of course you are considered now as a beauty queen, my question for you is, what's the hardest thing of being a beauty queen?
I think my answer for right now would be being in the public eye as a beauty queen. Everyone knows that being a beauty queen in pageantry, especially in the Philippines, you gain a lot of supporters, you gain a lot of fans, and of course you become in the public eye. And like I said, back home in Canada, it's not really like that. So when I was in the pageants, it was very no support, minimal to no support at all. So to be in the public eye, I think it's still something that I'm getting used to, but at the same time, I can use that to my advantage as well too, and allow you guys to get to know me more and use that, like I said, towards my advantage to going into a national pageant.
Wow. Well, Mutya, here she is.
Ano na, mami? Tao kanya.
Hello, Arianna. So nice to see you. I have a question for you. If you will win Mutya Pilipinas 2024, what can you offer to the organization? Or what project would you offer to them first?
If I were to win Mutya Pilipinas 2024, I think something that I'm able to offer to them is showing that there's growth that can be done. I want to be able to grow with the organization, and that I realize that not only is it just a title, but it's a responsibility as well too. It's not just a responsibility towards the title and representing the Philippines, but a responsibility towards the Queen herself and responsibility towards the organization. So I think I'm able to offer a lot, especially coming from Canada. I can offer a perspective from Filipinos in Canada that maybe we can't get here. So like I said, I'm definitely willing to grow with the organization and be able to exchange ideas and allow not only me to grow, but the organization as well too.
Thank you. And aside from your preparation, what is the biggest challenge you're facing right now?
So the biggest challenge that I'm actually facing right now is getting used to my skin condition. So for those who don't know, I have vitiligo. If you don't know what vitiligo is, it is an autoimmune disease that hits the melanin in your skin in some parts, in some areas, so you have 2 different colors. It's not really noticeable because I am very light, but I actually wasn't born with it. I developed it 2 years ago, I would say, and for me to have it and develop it, especially within a society today where social media makes it seem like it's so important that you need to fit the standard, I definitely think I had a really hard time with being comfortable in my skin. And to be coming into an industry in pageantry where these beauty queens are so beautiful and have such nice skin, to come in here and to feel so down about myself, about my skin, and not feel pretty enough, I definitely think that's been my hardest struggle. But as of recently, I've had a lot of people tell me that, you know, you're very unique, you know, it's your uniqueness, and it's something that you can embrace, and that you can show people that it's okay to be comfortable in your skin, and that it's okay to be different. So I definitely think that was one of the hardest challenges that I was going through right now, but I can proudly say that I think I'm overcoming it, and I'm very happy in my skin right now.
Yes, you are beautiful, and thank you so much for
That the same thing that brought Arianna, Iona gives Miss Jam and Sir Paul become a Mutya queen.
I definitely think it's an inspiration more than it is a pressure. To be able to look up to a queen like that, especially coming from the same agency, has been so inspiring to me. And to watch her journey through Mutya Pilipinas, I think I can use that to my advantage and to use that towards going into the competition to prove that I'm very capable just as much as she was.
After a year coming here in the Philippines, what have changed?
Oh, lots has changed. I think me as a person overall has changed. Coming into Canada for the very first time, this was actually my first time being separated from my parents ever. So to come here by myself, and it's funny actually, I remember sitting down in my empty room when I first came here from the airport and looking at my 2 luggages with my whole entire life in here. I was thinking, like, there's no way that this is real. Like, there's no way this had actually happened and that I had made my dreams into reality and moved across the world. So I definitely think that me as a person during that time, I had changed and I gained my independence towards then. And now I'm able to navigate my way through small situations, big situations, and any situation that comes my way, especially going into Mutya Pilipinas.
Thank you so much, pageantry fanatic Arianna. The next question is also from TikTok, Sherman Gamboa.
Hi, I'm here.
Arianna, please move.
My question is, if I were a
That not only is this just a title, but it's a really big responsibility to be able to represent the Philippines, especially coming from Canada. And I think that you should choose me because I not only show it through my words, but I show it through my actions as well too. So there are many beauty queens within the industry, and there are many people who could say that they're advocates or that are beauty queen, but I think what sets me aside and what makes me different is that not only will I say it with my words, but I'll show it with my actions as well too.
Thank you.
Let's go of the Philippine pageantry.
Thank you. I just googled the definition of your name, but before it's a very beautiful definition. Do you know why you're named Arianna by your parents? And if you know the definition, can you inform them?
I actually don't know the definition. I do know the reason as to why my parents named me Arianna, though. It's a really, really funny. I don't know if my mom's gonna get mad at me for saying this because it's so funny. But the reason why is because when my mom was pregnant, they were watching TV, and on TV there was a commercial, and there was a little girl knocking on the door, and she was asking, "Can Arianna come out to play?" And ever since my mom heard the name Arianna, she thought that it was so beautiful, and especially when I came out, she thought that it would be a perfect fit for me. So that is why she named me that. I wish I knew the definition though.
It means pure excellence and most holy. So it is pressure for you to really.
Of course, very much.
It's a Greek word which Ari means pure, and then Adna means excellence. So that is a challenge for you to do quite pure excellence in your Mutya Pilipinas competition. So now it's a hot topic on social media about Filipino values versus achievements in life. So which is more important as a Mutya Pilipinas for you? Losing Filipino values and gaining achievements, or gaining achievements but sacrificing values that you grew up with?
For me, that question would have to be losing achievements and continuing to stay with my Filipino roots. I only say that because, like I said, my parents have been such big anchors in my journey, and they have taught me and raised me to be the person that I am today, and they continue to raise me with those Filipino values even though I was born and raised in Canada. And I don't think that's something that I could ever take away because it is strongly instilled in me regardless of where I go, regardless if I'm here, regardless if I'm in Canada. So if I had to pick between the two, I'd have to continue staying with my Filipino values, because if it weren't for the Filipino values, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Pageants here in the Philippines. So why Mutya Pilipinas?
So like I said, I watched my two sisters grow up in pageantry, and I told myself that if I wanted to compete, I wanted to be able to find a pageant that was a perfect fit for me. I did come across Mutya because of my Canadian director. We were actually sitting down and deciding which pageant they thought was best for me, and I had a lot of options to do pageants, not in the Philippines, but in Canada as well too. But I thought about it, and I thought that coming to the Philippines would just be the cherry on top to me chasing my dreams and allowing me to grow more and to continue growing more as I came here to the Philippines. So I picked Mutya because, like I said, I love the organization. I think it's a perfect opportunity, and it allows women to express themselves and explore their advocacies and explore who they are as a person. I have sacrificed being with my family. So like I said, I came to the Philippines, I would say less than a year ago, and I moved here by myself without my parents. And I've been living with my parents my whole entire life. So I'm only 21, so I've been living with my parents in Canada. And I definitely think that that's been the biggest sacrifice. And I think it really hit me, and I really noticed that the sacrifice was taking a toll when they would FaceTime me, and I'd see that I'd be missing the Christmas and the birthdays of my nieces and my nephews and birthdays of my dads, and seeing them all get together and have this big family party. And I was sitting at home by myself doing my pageant training has been the hardest sacrifice for me, I would say. But I know it's going to be all worth it at the end, so I'm really thankful that even though they're all the way across the world in Canada, that they're still here to support me in the Philippines.
Thank you. Best
Thank you
of
so
luck.
much.
Sure that Canada doesn't find pageantry that big, but in what do you think you will be able to make pageantry that big in Canada as it is in the Philippines?
Absolutely. I definitely think that our Filipino love for pageantry is so strong that me representing an overseas community, especially like Canada, I can take all of that pride and all of that love of the Filipinos to Canada and to show them that pageantry is a beautiful thing, and it's not just pageantry and glitz and glamour and getting makeup, but it's all about the advocacy and the advocacy work and everything you put into it and changing and becoming a whole new person. So I definitely think that if there was an opportunity, I would love to bring pageantry as big as it is here back to Canada.
Thank you very much. If I may, just one more
Go,
question.
go.
Okay, you share with us your journey with Vitiligo, and Winnie Harlow, a Canadian model, also from Canada, won ANTM. Do you think that connection is inspiring you that someday you also will be a big winner like her?
I hope so, absolutely, I would think so. I definitely think that we go through very similar struggles, especially both of us having vitiligo. And I think that's one of the advantages that we can use towards our journeys, is to show people that, of course not for people to feel bad for us, but to let people know that it's okay to feel comfortable in your own skin and that it makes you 10 times more confident.
Very well said. The best of luck to you in your
Thank you
Mutya
so
journey.
much.
Thank you so much.
In your introduction, your three worthy advocacies. So what made your heart and mind closest to those advocacies?
So like I said, I am an advocate against domestic violence because I watched one of my family members go through an abusive relationship. And it's through watching this. So it's one thing to watch someone go through it, but it's another thing to watch a family member go through it. I was young at the time and I didn't realize what was happening until this family member started getting pulled away from me, and I realized that I really was losing this family member. So to watch that with my own eyes has honestly been such an eye-opener, and that's one of the reasons as to why I am so passionate about my advocacy and why I continue wanting to work with it. And like I said, I was in an organization back home in Canada where they sheltered women and children who were abused, and it's through seeing that, it's through seeing them being sheltered, where I wanted to be able to be that sense of help for them, and I wanted them to gain their confidence back within their bodies.
Follow-up question, the fact that you already passed the very high standard of Sir Paul and Miss Jam.
Of course, very high.
So can you give at least 3 of your best qualities as a woman and as a potential winner of Mutya Pilipinas 2024?
Yeah, of course. So for me, I think that I have one of my best qualities is I have a really, really big heart. I feel like the winner of Mutya should have an open heart and have the willingness to help others. And that's definitely that's something that I can offer, regardless of what it is, whether it's big or small. I definitely think that I carry my heart with me wherever I go in the kindness of it. I also think that another good quality that I have is I'm a very good listener. You can rant to me for hours and hours and I'll sit there and I'll listen to you. So I think that's a good quality because not only can I use this just towards my friends and my family, but I can use this towards all the communities because it allows me to listen to those who need help and it allows me to understand what they need more of. And lastly, I'd like to think I'm very helpful. I'm a very helpful person. And like I said, my parents have always taught me to be to help and give back, and that's why I said in my introduction that volunteerism and giving back has always been strongly instilled in me because it genuinely has. My parents have always made sure that because I had a nice life in Canada, that to give back where it is necessary. So I definitely think that one of the qualities that I have of being helpful can definitely bring me towards winning the crown of Mutya because like I said, not only can I help just a family member or friends, but I can help everyone else in the community, not just in the Philippines, but in Canada and all of the Filipinos around the world.
Wow, we're also in.
I definitely think that it's something that I can use to my advantage, but coming from Canada to the Philippines by myself and to make my dreams a reality, I definitely think that I can use that to show the youth that you are able to reach your dreams, that you're able to do anything you put your mind to, as long as you set your mind to it. So I think that we can continue encouraging them to let them know that they have our support. So as long as they have our support, they'll feel more comfortable in reaching their dreams.
Okay. Why should you win Mutya ng Pilipinas?
I think that I should win Mutya ng Pilipinas because I think the sacrifice and the hard work speaks for itself. Like I said, coming here from Canada to the Philippines and being able to sacrifice being with my family and to come compete here in the Philippines coming from Canada, I definitely think that shows how determined and how hardworking I really am towards the crown. And like I said, not only do I realize that this is just a title and just a crown, but it's an opportunity to represent the Philippines. And I definitely think that I would be the perfect candidate for that because coming from Canada, I can show them that there's so many wonderful Filipinos all around the world.
Thank you, Arianna.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Hi, Arianna.
Hello, Paul.
What makes you proud as a Filipina and at the same time as a Canadian?
Like I said, when I was in Canada, my parents have always raised me through the Filipino values. And I think what makes me the most proud of being Filipino or being Filipina is the fact that I am so family oriented, because I realize that regardless of where I am in the world, as long as I have my family as my support system, that I'm able to achieve anything that I want. Thank you.
If you're not into pageantry, what would be your profession? Today or now?
Before I decided that I wanted to do pageantry and come back home in Canada, I actually wanted to be an FBI agent. So I was back home in Canada. I was actually about to roll in criminology at one of the universities, so the University of Waterloo. And that's something that I really wanted because, like I said, I am an advocate against domestic violence. So to be able to be an FBI agent, I feel like I could really help these people unfold these crimes and to be able to let these victims regain their confidence back. So if I wasn't doing pageantry, I feel like I would be an FBI agent.
Last question. What legacy would you like to be remembered of?
I think the legacy that I want to be remembered by would be, like I said, the hard work and the sacrifice. I think that is so strongly instilled in me, and that can be so strongly instilled in the youth and everywhere we go, and that can be a legacy that carries on through not just me, but the next Mutya after that, or the next Mutya after that. So I definitely think that to be able to show people all the sacrifice that was made in a Filipina coming from Canada to the Philippines, that's one of the sacrifices that I definitely think would stick the most.
One
Achievement that you could use in Mutya ng Pilipinas.
I think I would say pageantry as well too. Like I said, I started doing pageants when I was 9 years old, and I definitely think that being 9 years old and competing in pageants is not something that's really regular for people back home in Canada. So to be able to win the title of Little Miss Philippines Canada when I was 9 years old, I definitely think that I could use that towards my journey in Mutya, because it allows people and it shows people that I've been doing this for quite a while, but at the same time that I've come from such a long way, but I still have so much to learn, but I would love to be able to do it with everyone else.
Last question. Hello, what is your wish you want to be granted?
One wish that I would love to be granted is for my parents to be set free from all of their stress. I don't want to cry. No, it's okay. But like I said, me and my parents are very, very close. My parents have sacrificed a lot for me to be here. So I just want them to be free from stress. And that's why I'm here today, because I want to make them proud. Sorry. I think that a lot of people see AI as a very bad thing, and they think that it's taking over a lot of jobs. But I also think AI can be a very good thing. It just depends on how you look at it. As we can see, technology is so strong, and it's going to continue to get stronger regardless. And over time, like I said, it's going to continue to get stronger. So I definitely think that the government should allow us, because we can use it to our advantage to help us grow and learn every single day in our everyday lives. Because of course, our world is always ever changing.
Thank you. And also,
Like I said, I think everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and the only way that I think that wouldn't be able to reach me to the crown is one of my weaknesses. But like I said, it's all how you perceive it. You shouldn't be using your weaknesses against yourself, but more so to learn to get those weaknesses and to let you know that you can continue to learn from them and grow from them and grow out of them.
thank you.
Are we ready? I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome will be waiting for me, when the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I'll be there someday. I can go the distance. I will find my way. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. If I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong.
Wala ba kayong mga kamay dyan?
And we quickly saw her potential. So, you know, as one of you said, we have very high standards. You know, we choose those who have the potential to win. And we just won with Miss World. Take note, Miss World was a back-to-back win. And I think Mutya will be a back-to-back win. And both are Phil-Canadian also, so both back-to-back Phil-Canadian, right? I think the strength of Ari is that she's a citizen of the world. She has both cultures, Filipino, family-oriented, traditional Filipino, conservative. I think that was worth mentioning, no? Like she doesn't believe in getting into relationships too early, which is in contrast to how we usually know, you know, other cultures, other foreign.
I just want to thank everyone for being here today. The support so far has been absolutely amazing in my journey, and I feel like I'm just getting started. So thank you so much for continuing to support me and to support my journey. I want to thank everyone who's watching as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hi to my family back home, of course, and all of my supporters back home in Canada as well, too. The Filipino community, I'm shouting you out. I'm here for you guys, so I hope you guys can see the hard work and the dedication I am towards supporting you guys. I love you guys all so much, and like Mar said, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Arianna Pantaleon. That's basically all the same there. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much to Miss Jam and Sir Paul for the undying support. And when I say that, I genuinely mean it. So thank you so much for pushing me to be the best that I can be. And like I said, I can't wait to see you guys on the stage.
Thank you so much.